Aloha Headsets, it's your boy Frank, and it's time for your daily review now. With the hype growing stronger and stronger for Farpoint, I thought we'd take today to start off with a short feature on what I believe will be the true long-term star of the show, the PlayStation VR Aim Controller. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy 10 Frank fun facts.
That was a hoot!
Prototype. The initial prototype was a DualShock 4 attached to a sharpshooter. Imagine that's what we ended up with. I know a few of you will be happy to put that sharpshooter to use, but we've really come a long way from there. I don't think that was ever an honest consideration, but more an exploration into where each button, trigger, and analog stick should fit. Safe design. From the start, the developers made sure that the aim did not actually resemble a gun, making it a comfortable peripheral for children and adults. Safety was also a pretty big factor, and I'm sure you've seen by now the lack of any sharp edges or points will in time prove to be a godsend. Button placement. Now, during the design process and understanding that players will be wearing a headset whenever using this played a heavy role on button placement. They didn't want players struggling to find where to click, so all of the buttons are strategically placed around the analog sticks, making it so the player never has to move their hands around a controller. Tracking. In a video from Farpoint developer Impulse Gear, they describe working with the designers and implementing the aim controller into Farpoint. One big thing that Seth Louisi from Impulse Gear noted is that the aim controller offers one-to-one tracking, so everything you do in the real world will be completely translated into the virtual. Farpoint's guns. All the guns in Farpoint were designed to mimic the look of the aim controller, and that, added with your in-game hand placement, really does add to the overall immersion. Just think about how more immersive titles are to create a similar in-game model to the Move controllers. I mean, come on. Haptic feedback. For an increased sense of immersion, the aim controller features varying levels of vibration, a feature that will help suck you in even deeper. Open source. Built on an open source Unreal Engine, the aim controller makes it simple for any developer to add functionality if they so choose. And at launch, there have already been 4 games with confirmed support. Rechargeable. Now, I don't think I would ever have to mention this again, but after playing around with the touch controllers in the Rift, which use batteries, I'm proud to say the aim controller is rechargeable. The only downside is it looks like you may be in a market for a new dock. Skins. Let's say you're not a big fan of the clean white look. Understandable, not everyone prefers the simplicity, but lucky for you, Flaming Toast will be making custom skins, so if you're the type that loves something different, start thinking about how you're gonna pimp that aim today. It's all that in a bag of chips. I'm one of the lucky ones that has already had a chance to play around with the aim controller, and it truthfully is an amazing piece of hardware. It's not heavy, but it doesn't feel fragile, and your hands just fit right. I'm extremely excited for some of the early launch titles, but I really do believe the aim controller has a bright future. Not only is it a well-crafted controller, but there is only one, which makes it much easier for developers when considering adaptation. And I'm sure you can tell I'm excited about what's to come, but it's time for the news. Extremely big news today, Arizona Sunshine, the first-person zombie shooter that was previously on the Vive and Rift, is coming to PlayStation VR. I knew it all along, but we now have a solid release date, and we heard about it today in a teaser from Twitter. But not only that, we now have an official trailer, and on top of that, it's also gonna have aim support. What a wonderful day. But every day can't be perfect, and some are gonna be filled with a few stinkers, and VR Karts is one of those. If you live in the UK, you saw it popped up in a store today for £35. First up, it's £11 on Steam. That's an insult. Next, it's got terrible reviews on Steam. That's another little key factor. And on top of all that, those that have played it did not enjoy it. So please don't waste your money. This is not a good game. If they drop the price a whole heck of a lot, maybe to like $10, then hey, maybe check it out. But right now, please don't support this kind of pricing. Alright, now bad news aside, we got more good news. As always, Rom Extraction, a new game coming to PlayStation VR, is also going to have aim support. Now before, you had both move controllers in your hand, you'd shoot out an orb, it would slow down time and you could shoot the enemies around you. But they chicked it around a little bit, whatever that word means, and now you got a little launcher on your gun, you shoot the launcher shoots the thing that slows down time, bam, you shoot the people with your aim controller. It is supposedly much more immersive and much more fun now, and I can't wait to play it. For those of you naysayers worried that we're only going to get Farpoint, here's another game that's going to have aim support. Alright, and we got another little maybe possibly kind of gonna have PlayStation VR, Project Cars 2. Now, on the PlayStation UK site, if you go to the Project Cars 2 page, there's a little PlayStation VR compatible logo on that. Now, I don't know if that's just there to bring some kind of hype, but I know the developers previously talked about wanting to get on PlayStation VR, but never confirmed it. Could this be that confirmation? And for those of you Starblood Arena fans out there, Matt from Whitemoon Dreams, an amazing development team, has reached out and wants to help grow this community. If you'd like, you can add him on PSN as GroxsBellyLint, and whenever he's on, he wants to play, set up events, and join this community. Alright, and for those of you Frank devotees out there, I'm starting a second channel. No, it's not going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on a new platform called vid.me, which is 100% creator-centric. I'm excited to check it out, but it's going to be mature content, so if you're not interested in any of that, please don't go check me out, but if that's up your rally, then you have a new home. Alright, now it's time for everybody's favorite Ask Frank. First up, Nate commented and asked, hey Frank, how do you do the voice comments? Well, Nate, if you don't see a face cam, the PlayStation 4 is doing it for me, and you can do it anytime you stream. But if you do see a face cam, I use a web app, and if you're interested, just leave me a comment and I'll link you up. Alright, and Darren Ball asks, hey Frank, have you been to the UK, and what do you think of us Brits? Now Darren, sadly I've not been to the UK. I did one of those trains from Sweden all the way down to the south of Italy, but I never had a chance to stop at the UK because you had to take a ferry or a plane over, which just kinda, I didn't want to spend any more money. I was broke at that point in time, but I do want to go. I've always wanted to go, and I'm sure one day I'll get the chance to get over there. I definitely know that that's a possibility, and I love the Brits. You people are amazing. In my opinion, we're all the same, especially Southerners. We're the closest thing to the British. And now it's time for Friday shoutouts of Frank. Our first channel is Without Parole Games. I'm sure a handful of you know about this one already, but if you don't, I suggest you check them out. They got PlayStation VR reviews, gameplays, and they even got a talk show that they do almost every single night. Wonderful people, very hard work, and I suggest you check them out. And as always, link is in the description. Next up is my buddy Austin and BrometheusTV. Now, he is much more vibe focused, but he's also got a PlayStation VR. But the real big kicker for his channel is he's got some awesome mixed reality content. I definitely suggest you guys check him out, and as always, links below. Now, that's it for this week, but if you'd like your channel or content or show or event featured on Friday Shoutouts with Frank, all you gotta do is shoot me an email to whatsgoodpsvrfrank@gmail.com, and if I see that you're hardworking and doing a good job, you may just make it on the show. And thank you all for coming through. You're beautiful, you're amazing. I know you didn't have to do it, but for some reason you keep coming back. Now, if you'd like to, but as always, only if you'd like to, please hit that thumbs up. But more importantly, if you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on.
You see, when I do a show, I like people to feel as though they're in my house, in my room, and they're my guests, and I'm doing the show for them. And I'm entertaining them as though they were in my house. And they will accept that premise, and they will act accordingly. These people, they acted so rude, and they were going boo. Now, if that was my house, I would have walked right off. I would have said, look, people, please leave my house. Please, I don't want you here. But I decided, well, I'll be professional, and I'll go on with the show. And I really did not like those people. And at the end, when I said, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful audience, they were not such a wonderful audience. I said that just to be polite so that they would think I thought they were wonderful. And maybe they really thought they were. I don't know, maybe they thought I wanted them to boo and hiss me, but gosh, they were so rude. Anyway, so that's why I look tired and I'm not in any mood to fool around.